So we got a one gotta go, and this one's gonna be tough. On top of being a movie aficionado, you know what I mean?
God.
Tony also dibbles and dabbles in music a lot. He's actually one of the go-to guys. He loves old school hip hop, so this one was going to be perfect. One gotta go. Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie Smalls, Tupac.
I'm losing.
No. You can't say. We got to do it piece by piece. You can't just hop out there.
Okay, just
first off the board.
First off the board. So first off the board.
I don't know if I can bring much to this.
Okay, then me and Tony go at this.
Yeah, I don't want to jump in.
All right, me and Tony go at this. All right, so first off of the list.
I'm gonna just slide off.
Now, if it was Kirk Franklin, Hezekiah Walker, John P. King, Fred Hammond. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah,
you're Fred Hammond.
Tupac Hammond.
You're Fred Hammond.
Let this man get his joke off.
Okay. All right, so first off the board. Scoot over now. We got a little bit of room.
All right, well, let's stay tight.
All right, cool. All right, so first off the board for this is Jay-Z for me, just for obvious reasons. Jay-Z is just.
You mean first and stand?
That's stay.
Okay,
because you can only, one of them got to go, and all of their work. So understand the game. All of their work is going to leave when you get them out of there. Okay. So Jay-Z, because he's my favorite rapper, he has some of my favorite albums. Blueprint, Black Album, 444 is starting to emerge as one of my favorite albums. That just to see his growth, I feel like hip hop doesn't age well, and he's showing us something we've never seen.
Okay.
And just coming up in the game, Jay-Z has always been one of my favorites, so he is off of the list first. Who's first off the list for you?
Nas. Nas is staying because Illmatic is my favorite album of all time in music. Okay, so Illmatic is just a part of my soul. So Nas is staying.
But you don't feel like he picked terrible beats?
I don't care. He didn't pick terrible beats on Illmatic.
So you just said just based on that one album?
Based on Illmatic alone, he's staying. Now he has other classics in my opinion. I feel like Stillmatic is a classic. I feel like Life is Good, which was his last official album, not counting that Kanye.
But he has some misses. Nostradamus was.
Everybody has misses. Jay-Z got misses. But I'm just talking about the total catalog. It Was Written was incredible.
It was dope.
Stillmatic, Godson.
Godson was fine.
You know what I mean? The Nigger album was dope, man. He got some dope tracks on there.
And he burnt a lot of styles for a lot of people, too.
Oh my God.
Do you feel like he was heavily influenced by Rakim? I think he was.
He was. He'll tell you that in a minute.
Right.
He had a whole biography song about Rakim on one of his albums. I think it was the Nigger album.
So I feel like Rakim kind of ushered that style, then he kind of took the baton and ran with it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Nas is here to stay
off
for me.
it.
Yes.
Second off the board for me would probably have to be Tupac. I'm a West Coast native. I grew up in California. I've lived there my whole life. Tupac was just, he was just everything. I love Tupac's albums. I don't have him as far up in my list as most people do from the West Coast, but I do understand. I feel like his storytelling ability, his ability to make really like pop songs like California Loves, and then also songs like Dear Mama and Brenda's Got a Baby. He was like the first artist that was able to kind of walk that tightrope, to kind of, you know what I'm saying? Even though some people call him a walking contradiction, he was able to live in his truth in his music, and he's a legend, and I feel he left way too soon. So Tupac, definitely off the board for me second.
Okay.
Who's off there next for you?
Jay-Z is staying. Jay-Z is staying just for his catalog, man. His catalog. He's been around. He can do a party track. He can do a storytelling track. It took a little too long for me to really get a feel for like who he was as a human being.
Right.
Because I feel like he was just
the facade.
It was like everything's an image. Who are you? And then I feel like I finally got a taste of it. Not even a lot of people say song cry. You knew it was human. I was like, that could still be somebody else's story.
You know what?
But December 4th is when I was like, okay, now we get the sense of.
But when you really peel off the layers of him, that actually made sense because he was a gangster, he was a drug dealer, so he was kind of taught to not show emotion. Right. So then later in life,
I get why he did it,
right?
But it still could have been anybody's story.
You know what I tell a lot of people? You know who is very responsible for me becoming a big Jay-Z fan?
Who?
Kanye West.
Okay.
I did not like Jay-Z's music before the Blueprint. Let me tell you why. I felt like he just used to pick bad beats. I gotta like your beat.
Reasonable
No, I
Doubt
liked it.
alone.
Reasonable Doubt is his best album.
Hear what I'm saying? I liked Reasonable Doubts, but like Volume 2 in my life,
Okay, yeah.
this
All
beats
right.
was just like, what
I'll
are
give
you
you that.
doing? I didn't like.
Volume
and
2 was not good.
But then when Blueprint came out, I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
what is? And I was heavy Kanye.
Yeah.
And then Black Album, I was like, whoa.
yeah.
Like,
Those are his
so-
3 best albums,
right.
but the Reasonable Doubt should have had you.
Right, I would no, but see that goes back to the Tupac thing. That came out in the time I lived in L.A. I'm sorry, I live in Sacramento, so it was like we were against the East Coast in our minds, so I couldn't kind of dig into it.
He was being petty.
And a lot of people don't know he had dissed Tupac back in the day. So I wasn't really rocking with it.
Because Tupac was dissing everybody.
He was okay. So
You
that's
ain't just
what it
gonna
was.
sit there and take it.
So now my last 2 I have left on my list is Biggie
I already know who you taking.
and Nas,
I know who you
and
taking
on your
off.
list you have Tupac and Biggie.
Yep.
Whoa! You gonna have to get rid of Tupac or Biggie?
Yeah.
I feel sorry
Somebody
for you in
got
the
to go.
comments either way. All right, so I'll
That
go
would get
first.
shredded either way.
So I got Biggie and Nas left. Now, Biggie, I'll give my things that I like about both of them. I'll start with Nas. Nas arguably has the best flow in hip hop. Just the way he delivers his music, his voice. I feel like he has a voice that was created for him to rap. He comes from a family of musicians. You can tell he values music. And he has a very historic knowledge of it. And I just like Life is Good. I like that album. I like his first album was Illmatic, right?
Yes.
I loved Illmatic. And it grew on me. So I like Nas. Nas is a dope rapper. He's a dope MC. And he has staying power. People don't understand. Illmatic came out in 94. It's almost 2020, and you can still say that he can come out with an album
His
now.
Life is Good debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts. No hit singles, no nothing.
Right.
Debuted at #1. So people when they be like, he don't be selling. Yes, he does.
Exactly.
It was #1 debut. With no hit singles, no but just on pure Nas quality album. They pulled up.
So he was dope in that. And then Biggie,
I think Biggie's got the best flow in hip hop of all time.
Biggie, and I can say that you could argue that. I wouldn't be mad at you for
Flow in hip hop.
Yeah.
I think Biggie I think he's the most well-rounded rapper of all time.
Right. So
He can do any lane in hip hop that you can think of.
That's the thing
They
about
do it
him
well.
that I think is so dope that we don't understand. We hold him so high in a lot of these categories and conversations, and we only got 2 albums out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that could you imagine how great Biggie would have been had he lived longer? So for that reason alone, and just Biggie is just. Because I've always been a fat dude. He just kind of made it cool to be fat.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
He spoke to your fat.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, fat, black, and ugly as ever. Like, and like even just on a musical level, and I heard somebody say, so I don't want to say this like that this is my original thought, but he like just the way he would bounce he was almost like a trumpet player on a song doing a solo. Like he would just flip and he had a sense of humor. He was witty. I will give him this. Best storyteller in hip hop, hands down.
Nah, I still got to give it to Nas.
You taking Nas over him?
Yeah, for the storytelling.
Storytelling.
But Biggie is up there. Like,
Biggie
Warning
is
is a story.
Oh, yes.
My God.
Yeah, so because of all of those reasons, Nas, you're great, but I'd have to
I already knew.
say goodbye to Nas.
I already knew.
And he would have to go. So, no, you got to get rid of Biggie or Tupac.
Yeah, it's tough.
Please explain how you're going to
tough.
get out of this.
Now, here's the thing. Like, I feel like Tupac is the most iconic rapper of all time in terms of nobody compares to him as an icon.
Right.
Like, Tupac is in classes at universities. He's just an image.
Right.
Like, you just see him like, oh, it encompasses so much more than music. Now, I got to go with the personal pick.
This is just great to see somebody pick Tupac or Biggie. Let me see.
Yeah. So coming from a personal pick from me, like Tupac as a rapper, I gotta go with when I pick these. I gotta go with who's been in my life the most in terms of how much am I listening to these cats. And Nas, I've listened to more than any of these cats.
Okay.
Biggie only has 2 albums.
Okay.
He only has 2 albums. I listen to Ready to Die way more than Life After Death because I feel like there's a lot of fat on the bone with the double album.
I feel like I always think that too. I always feel like now all the big rappers and the legends feel like they have to do a double album now. But I feel like every double album that comes out, if you condense it into one, it'd probably be their best work.
It's always
their
too much fat on the
magnum
bone. We don't need the double album.
I feel like Drake did that with Scorpion and he didn't have to. I feel like if you would have condensed
Too much fat
Scorpion
on the
into
bone.
one, that would have been amazing. So.
He is always too much fat. Trust me. Trust me. As much as I love Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang forever had a lot of fat on the bone. You narrow that down to 15 tracks, my head would have blew off.
You would have burst in the
Oh
flames.
man! So, but you know, Life After Death had some fatty. Now, All Eyes on Me, I did not like.
What?
I don't like All Eyes on Me like everybody.
As an album?
As an album.
What? That's blasphemy in hip hop circles.
And during the Tupac Biggie beef, I sided with the East Coast.
Why?
Because I listened to way more East Coast rap than I did West
So
Coast.
you heard Hit 'Em Up and you wasn't just blown away?
I was just like, man, Biggie, come back with something. And then Biggie was just chilling. I was like,
So wait, you didn't like All Eyes on Me? That was arguably his greatest album.
Me Against the World is my favorite Tupac
Me Against the World
album,
is
with
amazing.
Machiavelli second.
But you didn't like All Eyes on Me as a whole?
Nah.
If you had to pick one, All Eyes on Me or Life After Death is when you pick it.
Easy. Life After Death, I just said it.
Really?
All Eyes on Me.
You
man.
didn't say it, I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Life After Death was a good album. It just had a little bit of fat on there.
Okay.
So I gotta go down with Airplane. It's gotta come down to Airplane.
Okay.
So Many Tears is my favorite Tupac
I
song of
love
all
that
time.
record.
But I don't rotate a Tupac album the way I rotate Ready to Die.
If you were about to say what I think you're about to say.
So for me personally, based on Airplane, and Biggie be having me like,
See,
How was he this
let me say
amazing?
this. This is what I will say because I think I know where you're going with your pick. For all the praise people give Tupac, rap-wise, wasn't the greatest rapper. Now, was he able to display emotion and make good songs? Yes. But as a lyricist, and did he just say things and put his words together in a way to make you be like, yo, that was crazy? Not so much. But
he was straightforward.
He was emotion-based.
You felt what he was
Emotion-based, but
Brenda's Got a Baby,
rap-wise-
you was all in on the
Right,
story.
right.
And like, so he's a dope lyricist in that regard. But did he have the versatility of Biggie? Nah.
So if you had to pick, one got to go out of Biggie and Tupac, who got to go, Tony Baker?
And this is just for me, guys. This is just my personal. I know y'all gonna hang me, but
That couldn't be me.
But I gotta go, and this is me personally. I think Tupac is the biggest icon of all time, but he's off.
Oh, you're taking off Tupac?
He's out of here, man.
Are you serious?
Ready to die. My mother got cancer in her breast. Don't ask me why I'm motherfucking stressed.
What?
Things done changed. I can't lose Biggie.
Wow. So you gonna lose Tupac?
Yeah, man. He's a
Get in them comments and let him know what you
I
think.
expect to be strung up, but I got to go with the personal relationship with these artists. And
So you losing?
I listen to the least
So
amount
now
of
you
Tupac.
can never listen to no Tupac again, and you're okay with that?
I'm gonna miss So Many Tears though. So Many Tears.
You're gonna shed so many tears because you can't listen to so many.
Man, that's one of my favorite songs ever made. But the Biggie, the Ready to
That
Die.
says a lot about Biggie to have 2 albums, and because Tupac has like 30.
It just kept going after a while. Then you get numb to it. It's like watching a movie with too much action. You just like, all right, you know what I'm saying. But Biggie can do anything.
So you're losing Tupac, and I'm losing Nas.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna lose Nas. Most people gonna lose Nas in that lineup, but for me, Nas is my favorite rapper. So
you're gonna lose Tupac.
he was solidified. Yeah.
Well, there it goes. Well, this has been another installment of One Gotta Go. I have been your boy Doughboy.
Tony Baker.
Came on stage.
Come back in now.
Come on back in here,
on
church
back in
boy.
Now, one gotta go. Kirk Franklin, John P. Key, Hezekiah Walker.
We'll never answer this question. Thank
We outta
y'all.
here.
We love you.
Peace.